I made a mind movie and this happened to my brain. Most people make vision boards and wonder why they don't work. What if the problem isn't the vision? It's your brain state when you watch it. What is a mind movie? Personal digital presentation. Your chosen music plus images of your desired future, plus affirmations. Section, the science, your secret sauce. Alpha theta brainwaves to analytical mind bypasses. To suggestibility spikes, brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined. The kaleidoscope hack. How to induce open-eyed trance before watching your mind movie. This is what most people miss. The timing secret. Late evening, early morning equals high melatonin equals you're already halfway into theta. This is when it's most powerful. What to avoid negative media before bed? It's literally subconscious programming working against you. I'll show you exactly how to build your mind movie in my next video. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Most people make vision boards and wonder why they don't work. What if the problem isn't the vision? It's your brain state when you watch it. Vision boards often fail because they are viewed with the analytical mind, which acts as a barrier between your conscious desires and your subconscious programming. When you look at a traditional vision board while in a normal awake state, beta brain waves, your analytical mind often rejects the images. For example, if you see a photo of a dream home, your conscious mind might immediately think, "I can't afford that," or "That's impossible." This creates a lack signal that prevents the information from being encoded. The power of high suggestibility. The goal is to move from beta waves, active thinking, into alpha or theta states. In these states, the door to the subconscious mind is open. You become highly suggestible, meaning you can accept, believe, and surrender to information without the analytical mind criticizing it. The information becomes your new reality rather than a distant wish. The kaleidoscope as a tool to induce this trance. Because the geometric patterns are complex and non-associative, they don't look like people, places, or things your brain recognizes. The brain stops trying to analyze the visual input. This effectively shuts down the thinking neocortex and allows you to enter the midbrain subconscious realm. By watching a mind movie, a digital vision board with music and motion, while in this trance state, neural wiring. Your brain begins to fire and wire neural networks that reflect the future you are watching. Emotional signaling. By feeling the emotions of that future, joy, gratitude, while in a suggestible state, you signal your genes to change your body's biology as if that future has already happened. Overcoming habituation. Unlike a static vision board on a wall that you eventually stop seeing, the combination of music and moving imagery in a trance state keeps the brain engaged and prevents it from ignoring the information. The author notes that we are naturally most suggestible early in the morning and late at night. During these times, melatonin levels are high, making it easier to slip into those alpha and theta states where the mind movie can be most effectively downloaded into the subconscious. In essence, the author believes it isn't enough to just see the vision. You have to be in a brain state where you can feel and accept it as an immediate biological reality. What is a mind movie? Personal digital presentation. Your chosen music, plus images of your desired future, plus affirmations. Mind movie is a 21st century evolution of the traditional vision board designed specifically to program your subconscious mind by turning your goals into a digital cinematic experience. The author defines it through these three core components. 1. The visuals, images of your future. Unlike a static board on a wall, a mind movie is a moving montage of photos and videos. These represent your desired future as if it is happening now. By using motion, the author suggests you are providing your brain with a more realistic map of the future you want to inhabit. The auditory, your chosen music. The music is a critical anchor. The author explains that emotional signaling. The song should evoke the specific emotions you expect to feel in that future. Joy, power, gratitude. Neurological mapping. Over time, Your brain associates specific parts of the song with specific images. Eventually, just hearing the music alone can trigger the neurological and hormonal shifts of your new future. The affirmations, the script. Integrated throughout the movie are specific written affirmations or command statements. Because the mind movie is intended to be watched in a highly suggestible trance state, alpha or theta, these affirmations bypass the analytical mind and act as direct instructions to the subconscious. Why this combination matters: the science of suggestibility. The author's goal isn't just to help you wish for things. The mind movie works through two primary mechanisms: bypassing the analytical mind. By watching the movie while in a trance state, often induced by the kaleidoscope, the filter between your conscious and subconscious mind opens. This allows the movie's data to be downloaded without your logical mind saying, "This isn't real." Biological change. The goal is to feel the emotions of the movie so deeply that your body begins to believe it is in that new reality. As the text states, this allows you to remember your future biologically, firing and wiring new neural networks and signaling new genes to change your body in preparation for that future. The takeaway: most people fail because they use willpower to change. The author's hack uses the kaleidoscope to use biology to change, ensuring the subconscious is actually listening to the vision you are showing it. The timing secret. Late evening/early morning equals high melatonin equals you're already halfway into theta. This is when it's most powerful. Timing of this practice is the final lock that the author uses to secure the subconscious programming. By choosing the moments right before sleep and right after waking, you are leveraging your body's natural chemistry to do the heavy lifting. Here is how the author explains the melatonin window. 1. The natural bridge. The author points out that we all naturally cycle through the brainwave states twice a day. As you drift off to sleep or slowly wake up, your brain automatically passes through alpha and theta. By using these times, you aren't fighting your biology to reach a trance state. You are already halfway there. 2. The role of melatonin. High levels of melatonin, present in the late evening and early morning, do more than just make you sleepy. The author suggests that melatonin is the precursor to creating the lucid internal imagery necessary for deep change. Late night. As the body prepares for sleep, your analytical mind naturally goes offline, making it the perfect time to feed the subconscious your mind movie before the system shuts down for the night. Early morning. Upon waking, the door between the subconscious and conscious minds remains open for a short period. The author believes that downloading your future during this time sets the neurological and hormonal tone for the entire day. 3. Preventing the default program. The author warns that most people wake up and immediately start thinking about their problems, which are memories of the past. This fires the same old circuits and ensures their day remains the same. The secret. By watching your mind movie immediately upon waking, you intercept the old past program and replace it with your future program. You are essentially deciding who you are going to be before the world tells you who you are. 4. Continuous programming. The text suggests a specific daily rhythm. The routine. Watch the kaleidoscope and mind movie twice daily for at least a month. The goal: to become so familiar with the scenes and the music that your brain maps them as permanent memories. By utilizing these suggestible windows, the author argues that you move from wishing for a new life to biologically installing one. The ultimate goal is to reach a point where you can predict your future because you have already lived it so many times in your mind. What to avoid? Negative media before bed. It's literally subconscious programming working against you. Timing secret works both ways. If you are most suggestible late at night due to high melatonin and slowing brainwaves, whatever you consume right before sleep acts as a high-speed download into your subconscious. Here is why the author insists on avoiding negative media. 1. The open door policy. Right before bed, your brain naturally shifts from beta to alpha and theta. The gatekeeper, analytical mind, is beginning to drift off to sleep, but the subconscious mind never sleeps. If you watch the news, a violent thriller, or scroll through stressful social media feeds during this window, you are essentially handing a script of fear and lack to your subconscious to process all night long. 2. Accidental programming. The text suggests that much of modern media, advertising, news, and television is designed to induce a state of lack, fear, anger, or anxiety. When you are captivated by a screen, you often fall into an alpha state, the same state used for mind movies. If the content is negative, you are accepting, believing, and surrendering to that negativity without the ability to analyze or reject it. You aren't just watching the news. You are literally programming your nervous system to remain in a state of survival. 3. Biological conflict. The goal of the mind movie is to signal new genes and wire the brain for a successful future. Watching negative media creates a biological collision. The mind movie tells your body it is safe, wealthy, and healthy. Negative media tells your body it is in danger, lacking, or victimized. The author suggests that the stronger signal wins. By cutting out negative media, you remove the counter-programming that keeps you stuck in your old personality. 4. The melatonin conversion. Melatonin is the nighttime neurotransmitter that helps create internal imagery. If your brain is filled with images of disaster or stress right before sleep, melatonin uses that raw material to fuel your dreams and your subconscious processing. The science, your secret sauce. Alpha/theta brainwaves leads to analytical mind bypasses, leads to suggestibility spikes, leads to brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined. This secret sauce is the physiological foundation of the author's method. According to the text, the process works by exploiting a specific window in human biology where the boundary between outer reality and inner thought dissolves. Here is the breakdown of that scientific progression. 1. Shifting the frequency, alpha/theta waves. Most of our day is spent in beta brainwaves, where the neocortex is processing sensory data and thinking logically. To reprogram the mind, the author insists on slowing these waves down to alpha, relaxed, creative, or theta, deeply meditative/trance. The text suggests using tools like the kaleidoscope to induce this shift. Because its patterns don't represent anything the thinking brain recognizes, the neocortex essentially gives up and slows down. 2. Bypassing the gatekeeper, analytical mind. The author defines the analytical mind as the filter between the conscious and subconscious. In beta waves, the gatekeeper is active. It compares new information to your past. If you say, "I am wealthy," the gatekeeper says, "No, look at your bank account." By entering alpha or theta, the gatekeeper bypasses or steps aside. The door to the subconscious, the home of the autonomic nervous system, is now wide open. 3. The spike in suggestibility. In this state, you enter a high level of suggestibility. The author defines this as the ability to accept, believe, and surrender to information without any internal criticism or doubt. This is why the mind movie is viewed in this state. Because you aren't analyzing the images or affirmations, the subconscious accepts them as direct commands rather than just nice ideas. 4. Biological erasure of time, real versus imagined. The ultimate secret is that the subconscious mind and the body do not know the difference between an actual experience and a thought combined with a heightened emotion. Neurological mapping. As you watch your movie in a trance, your brain begins to fire and wire new sequences. Physically, the brain begins to look as if the event has already occurred. Genetic signaling. When you feel the joy or gratitude of that future while in a suggestible state, You signal your genes to change your body's chemistry. The kaleidoscope hack. How to induce open-eyed trance before watching your mind movie. This is what most people miss. The kaleidoscope hack is the bridge that most people miss because they try to jump straight into visualization without first deactivating the gatekeeper of the mind. According to the text, watching a mind movie with a busy, analytical brain is like trying to plant seeds in concrete. The kaleidoscope is designed to soften that concrete through the following process. 1. The non-associative strategy. The author explains that our analytical mind is constantly trying to make sense of the world by associating what we see with things we already know. People, objects, places. The hack. Because a kaleidoscope consists of complex, repeating geometric patterns that are constantly changing in three-dimensional, the brain has no file for them. It cannot recognize or label the images. The result? The neocortex, the thinking brain, gets exhausted trying to process the information and eventually gives up. This is the moment the analytical mind shuts down. 2. Inducing the open-eyed trance. Unlike traditional meditation where you close your eyes to go within, the kaleidoscope allows for an open-eyed trance. By gazing into the moving geometry, your brain waves naturally slow down from the high-frequency beta state of daily life into alpha or theta states. In this state, you are conscious and awake, but you are no longer thinking. You have entered the realm of the subconscious, the home of the autonomic nervous system. 3. Creating the suggestible window. The author defines suggestibility as the ability to accept information without criticism. By using the kaleidoscope first, you create a biological vacuum where the subconscious is ready to receive new data. The transition. Once you are in this trance-like state, you switch to your mind movie. The download. Because the gate is already open, the affirmations and images in the movie bypass your logic and go directly into your long-term programming. 4. Neurological anchoring. The text suggests a final step in the hack: music association. After watching the mind movie, you return to the kaleidoscope while still listening to the movie's song. Because you are in a deep trance, your brain begins to associate the music with the images you just saw. Eventually, the music alone can trigger the neurological map of your future, allowing you to remember that future biologically throughout your day.